Respect is not a gift, it's a reflection of how you carry yourself. It shapes your relationships, your influence, and even your self-worth. But when people disrespect you, especially in front of others, it's more than just an act of rudeness. It's a message. They are telling you, whether consciously or not, that they see you as someone who can be walked over. And if you don't address it, they will continue. In today's video, we'll uncover 5 powerful reasons why people publicly disrespect you, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Some of these truths may be uncomfortable, but they will open your eyes to the deeper dynamics at play. We'll also draw from Stoic philosophy and historical lessons to help you develop the mindset of a leader, one who commands respect without demanding it. Before we continue, take a second to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Now, let's begin. 1. You lack strong boundaries. No one can disrespect you unless you allow it. Marcus Aurelius. One of the biggest reasons people feel comfortable disrespecting you in public is because you haven't established strong boundaries. A lack of boundaries signals to others that they can treat you however they please, without consequences. Whether they're making jokes at your expense, constantly interrupting you, or outright belittling you, their behavior continues because, consciously or unconsciously, they do not see you as someone who enforces limits. But here's the harsh truth. People will only treat you the way you allow them to. If you tolerate disrespect, if you let things slide too often, if you laugh off insults meant to humiliate you, you are silently giving permission for that behavior to continue. And human nature dictates that people will test the limits you set. History has proven this time and time again. Look at the story of Julius Caesar. Before he became one of the most powerful men in history, he was once kidnapped by pirates. They demanded a ransom, expecting him to beg for his life. But instead, Caesar mocked their demands, telling them they were asking for too little money and that once he was free, he would hunt them down. The pirates laughed, assuming he was just a powerless noble. But Caesar wasn't bluffing. After his release, he did exactly as he had promised. He tracked them down, captured them, and had them all executed. He showed the world that he was not a man to be taken lightly. Now ask yourself, are you sending the opposite message? When people challenge you, when they push your limits, when they try to make you look small in front of others, do you push back or do you stay silent? How to establish boundaries that command respect. 1. Address disrespect immediately. The next time someone makes a joke at your expense, don't just laugh it off if it bothers you. Call it out. Say, I don't appreciate that. Simple, direct, and firm. 2. Reclaim your space. If someone interrupts you mid-sentence, don't let them bulldoze you. Continue speaking with confidence. A simple, I wasn't finished yet, will make them realize you expect to be heard. 3. Confront consistent undermining. If someone repeatedly tries to belittle you in conversations, take them aside and say, I've noticed you often dismiss my opinions. If there's an issue, let's address it directly. This forces them to either own up to their behavior or correct it. 4. Walk away when necessary. Some people will continue to disrespect you no matter how firm you are. In such cases, your greatest power is your absence. Do not tolerate environments where you are treated poorly. When people see that you are willing to remove yourself from toxic situations, they will start treating you differently. 5. Carry yourself with authority. Your tone, body language, and presence all communicate whether or not you are someone to be respected. If you speak meekly, shrink yourself, or constantly avoid confrontation, you will invite disrespect. But if you walk with confidence, speak with conviction, and establish an aura of self-respect, people will think twice before testing you. The world respects those who enforce their worth. If you don't set the standard for how people treat you, someone else will. and it won't be in your favor. Strong boundaries are not about aggression or arrogance. They are about self-respect. When you command respect through your actions, through your words, and through your presence, people will recognize that you are not someone to be disrespected. And remember, the first time someone disrespects you, they are testing you. How you respond will determine whether it happens again. 2. You are too nice, and they see it as weakness. A person who seeks everyone's approval will soon lose their own dignity. Seneca. Many people grow up believing that being nice will earn them respect. They think that if they're always kind, agreeable, and accommodating, others will appreciate them. But in reality, excessive kindness without strength is seen as weakness. There's a fine line between being a good person and being a pushover. If you constantly say yes to everything, avoid confrontation, and tolerate mistreatment, people will start to view you as someone who lacks authority. They may not even do it consciously, but they will begin to take you for granted, dismiss your opinions, and overlook your presence. The world does not respect those who constantly seek validation. Respect is given to those who carry themselves with confidence and are unafraid to stand their ground. Why niceness without strength leads to disrespect? In the animal kingdom, leaders do not beg for approval. Even among wolves, the alpha does not demand respect, it commands it. Through presence, decisiveness, and the ability to assert dominance when necessary, the leader naturally earns the loyalty and obedience of the pack. People operate in a similar way. If they sense that you are too eager to please, they will assume you are someone who can be controlled. Think of Theodore Roosevelt. Before he became the legendary president, he was a frail, sickly child. He was often bullied, ignored, and dismissed until he made a choice. Instead of continuing to be weak, he rebuilt himself through discipline, boxing, and military training. By the time he became a leader, people respected him not just because of his power, but because he refused to be seen as weak. Are you allowing niceness to undermine your strength? Ask yourself, are you allowing people to walk over you in an attempt to be liked? Do you avoid conflict even when someone disrespects you? Are you too afraid to say no because you fear upsetting others? If you answered yes to any of these, it may be time to reevaluate how you present yourself to the world. How to be kind without being weak. 1. Be selective with your yes. Saying yes to everything makes people value your time less. Learn to say no with confidence. You are not required to please everyone. 2. Stand your ground. When someone disrespects you, don't just smile and brush it off. Address it directly. Being nice doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. 3. Be confident in your presence. People respect those who carry themselves with certainty. Speak with authority, maintain strong eye contact, and don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. 4. Set clear expectations. Make it known how you expect to be treated. If someone consistently crosses the line, correct them. 5. Remember, true strength is balanced. Kindness is powerful when combined with strength. It's not about being aggressive or rude. It's about knowing your worth and not letting others walk over you. You don't earn respect by pleasing everyone. You earn it by being someone who commands it naturally. 3. You don't project confidence. A lion does not concern himself with the opinion of sheep. Stoic proverb: respect is deeply tied to how you present yourself. Before you even speak, your body language, posture, and tone of voice communicate whether you are a person to be respected or ignored. If you slouch, avoid eye contact, speak timidly, or second-guess your own words, people will sense weakness. And in a world that rewards strength, weakness invites disrespect. Many times, public humiliation happens because people around you don't feel your presence. They see someone who blends into the background, someone who can be dismissed, interrupted, or ridiculed without consequences, and often they do this because they assume you won't stand up for yourself. Why confidence commands respect. Throughout history, confidence has been a defining trait of great leaders. Consider Alexander the Great. As a young man, he was placed in command of an army. His enemies underestimated him until they saw how he carried himself. He stood tall, spoke with authority, and led his men into battle without fear. His sheer confidence in himself made others believe in him, follow him, and ultimately respect him. Now, confidence is not arrogance. It's not about proving you're better than others. True confidence is knowing your worth without needing validation. It is the ability to move through life with certainty, even when faced with challenges. Signs of weak confidence that invite disrespect. Ask yourself, do you hesitate when you speak, unsure if your words carry weight? Do you avoid eye contact, making yourself appear uncertain? Do you fidget, slouch, or make yourself small in social situations? Do you struggle to say no because you fear upsetting others? All of these behaviors signal to others that you are not fully secure in yourself. And when people sense insecurity, they instinctively place themselves above you. How to project confidence and command? Respect one. Speak clearly and with conviction. When you talk, don't mumble or hesitate. Own your words. Speak with a firm, steady voice. People listen to those who sound like they believe in what they're saying. 2. Stand tall, shoulders back. Your posture reflects your self-worth. Slouching suggests uncertainty, while standing tall signals strength. Even if you don't feel confident at first, adopting powerful body language will naturally make you feel more in control. 3. Maintain eye contact. Looking someone in the eyes when speaking isn't about intimidation. It's about showing certainty. A person who can hold steady eye contact without looking away first is seen as someone who is self-assured and worthy of attention. 4. Move with purpose. Whether you're walking into a room or shaking someone's hand, avoid rushed or nervous movements. Move deliberately, as if you belong in every space you enter. 5. Know your worth without seeking approval. Confidence doesn't come from external praise. It comes from knowing that regardless of others' opinions, you are valuable. The moment you stop needing validation, people will naturally respect you more. Respect begins with how you carry yourself. People respond to what you project. If you walk through life as if you are insignificant, people will treat you as such. But when you carry yourself with confidence, when your voice, posture, and actions reflect strength, people think twice before disrespecting you. 4. You have no social leverage. The strong rule the weak, and the wise rule the strong. Stoic maxim. Public disrespect often occurs when someone believes there will be no consequences for their actions. When people humiliate you in front of others, it's because they assume you lack the power to retaliate, whether socially, professionally, or personally. In social settings, leverage is everything. It's what separates those who are respected from those who are disregarded. Leverage does not mean manipulating others or seeking revenge. It means understanding power dynamics and positioning yourself in a way that commands respect naturally. Why people disrespect those without leverage? Throughout history, those without influence have been the easiest targets for disrespect. Genghis Khan understood this well. He wasn't just a warrior, he was a master strategist. He built alliances, studied his enemies, and ensured that any ruler who disrespected him paid a heavy price. His empire expanded not only through brute force, but through social leverage, making himself too valuable, too dangerous, or too essential to be ignored. The same principle applies in everyday life. If you are constantly being disrespected, it's likely because people believe there's nothing to lose by treating you poorly. You have to change that. Signs you lack social leverage. Take a moment to reflect. Are you constantly interrupted, ignored, or talked over? Do others dismiss your opinions or contributions even when they're valuable? Do you feel like you have to beg for respect instead of receiving it naturally? Do people take advantage of your time, effort, or generosity without reciprocation? Do you struggle to set boundaries because you feel powerless to enforce them? If you answered yes to any of these, it's time to start building your social leverage. How to build social leverage and command respect. 1. Become valuable people. Naturally respect those who bring something important to the table. Whether it's expertise, leadership, resources, or influence, you must develop skills and qualities that make others think twice before disregarding you. If you are indispensable in your work, social circle, or industry, people will make an effort to treat you with respect. Master a skill that makes you essential. Develop a strong reputation for reliability, intelligence, or leadership. Position yourself as someone who contributes more than they take. A person who is seen as valuable is not easily disrespected. 2. Build strong alliances. A lone wolf is an easy target, but a person with allies is protected. If people know that disrespecting you means challenging those who support you, they will think twice before humiliating you. Cultivate genuine friendships with people who uplift and respect you. Be part of a strong professional or social network that values you. Surround yourself with people who reinforce your confidence and worth. A person with strong social connections commands more respect than someone who stands alone. 3. Master social influence. Power is not always about physical strength or dominance. Often, it's about understanding people. Those who are respected are those who understand group dynamics, body language, and influence. Pay attention to how respected individuals carry themselves. Observe how they speak, how they interact, and how they handle conflict. Learn how to assert yourself without aggression, but with certainty. Respect is rarely demanded. It is cultivated through self-awareness and presence. 4. Have the power to walk away. One of the greatest forms of leverage is the ability to leave any situation where you are not respected. Many people endure toxic environments because they believe they have no other choice. The truth is, the moment you develop the mindset that you are not dependent on any single job, friendship, or relationship, you become far more powerful. Do not tolerate environments that belittle you. Do not beg for approval from those who do not value you. Understand that respect comes from the ability to say, "I do not need to be here." When people sense that you do not fear walking away, they naturally value you more. 5. Set clear boundaries and enforce them. Leverage is useless if you allow people to overstep your boundaries without consequence. If someone disrespects you, it is your responsibility to correct them. If someone mocks you, call it out with confidence. If someone dismisses your input, assert yourself firmly. If someone repeatedly crosses your boundaries, create distance or remove them from your life. Respect is not freely given, it is reinforced through action. Respect follows those who have power over their own lives. At the core of social leverage is the ability to dictate how you will be treated. If people see you as dispensable, they will treat you as such. But if they see you as someone who is valuable, connected, confident, and willing to walk away from disrespect, they will respect you. People disrespect those they believe have no power. But power isn't just about dominance. It's about having control over your own life, your own choices, and your own value. Build leverage and watch how the world changes in its treatment of you. 5. You tolerate disrespect, you get what you tolerate. Stoic principle. The hardest pill to swallow is this: people only treat you how you allow them to treat you. If you find yourself being repeatedly disrespected in front of others, it's because, at some level, you've tolerated it. Disrespect doesn't begin as an avalanche, it starts as a snowflake, a small joke at your expense, a sarcastic remark that crosses the line, a dismissive tone in a conversation. The moment you ignore it, you send an unspoken message. This is acceptable, and once people see that you won't push back, they will continue to test your limits until you have no authority left. Why tolerating? Disrespect invites more of it. Human nature is built on social hierarchy. People subconsciously test others to see how far they can push them. If you laugh along with a joke that disrespects you, people assume you are comfortable being the target. If someone interrupts you and you let it slide, they learn that your voice is not a priority. Look at the great leaders of history. Napoleon Bonaparte was once insulted by a superior officer. Instead of wasting his breath in arguments, he made himself so competent and powerful that he outranked the man in time. He didn't demand respect with words, he commanded it through action. Now contrast that with individuals who constantly seek validation but never enforce their worth. They often find themselves walked over, not because they are weak, but because they never establish the rules for how others should treat them. Ask yourself, do you let people interrupt you without reclaiming the conversation? Have you ever laughed at an insult just to avoid conflict? Do you allow others to talk down to you without correcting them? Are you afraid to call out disrespect because you don't want to make it a big deal? If you answered yes to any of these, you've unknowingly taught people that it's okay to disregard your worth. How to stop tolerating disrespect. Respect isn't given, it's enforced. Here's how you change the way people treat you. 1. Set strong boundaries. Your boundaries are the rules of engagement for how others interact with you. If you do not establish clear boundaries, people will walk all over you. If someone interrupts you, reclaim the conversation. If someone makes a joke at your expense, don't just laugh it off, let them know where the line is. If someone undermines your authority, correct them immediately. Boundaries must be consistent and enforced. 2. Balance. Kindness with strength. Being nice does not mean being weak. Too many people believe that if they are good to others, they will automatically be respected. But respect is earned through a balance of kindness and strength. Be kind, but don't allow people to mistake your kindness for weakness. Help others, but don't let people take advantage of you. Stand firm in your values even when others try to dismiss them. A stoic man is compassionate, but never a doormat. 3rd, project confidence in every interaction. People often judge your worth before you even speak. If you walk into a room with hesitation, you are already losing the battle. Speak with clarity and conviction. Avoid mumbling or second-guessing yourself. Maintain strong posture, shoulders back, head high. Hold eye contact, not in an aggressive way, but in a way that shows certainty in yourself. Confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about knowing who you are and owning it. 4. Build social leverage. Make yourself valuable. People disrespect those they see as replaceable or insignificant. But when you become someone who adds value, people naturally think twice before crossing you. Develop a skill or expertise that makes you indispensable. Surround yourself with strong, respected individuals. Be someone who contributes more than they take. When people see that disrespecting you comes at a cost, they will stop. 5. Refuse to accept disrespect, ever the most important step. Stop tolerating disrespect. The moment someone disrespects you, address it immediately. If someone jokes at your expense, don't laugh. Make it clear that you are not a punching bag. If someone dismisses you in conversation, reassert your voice. If a person repeatedly disrespects you, remove them from your life. Your silence is permission. The moment you demand respect, the world will adjust. Your new standard: command respect, not beg for it. Disrespect doesn't stop when people suddenly realize they're wrong. It stops when you refuse to accept it. The way people treat you is a direct reflection of what you allow. If you've been disrespected in front of others, it's not too late to change, but you must be willing to set strong boundaries, make it clear what is and isn't acceptable. Balance kindness with strength. Be good, but never weak. Project confidence. The way you carry yourself determines how people treat you. Build social leverage. Make yourself too valuable to be ignored. Refuse to tolerate disrespect. The moment you enforce respect, the world responds. Because at the end of the day, respect is not something you ask for, it's something you command. If this video opened your eyes, drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful insights.